Hello, I'm Rob Foreman, and I'm a Regional Vice President with Baker Hill. So a Regional Vice President at Baker Hill is responsible for new logo sales. Essentially, we are the hunters of new business, while my counterparts are what we'll call the farmers. They help grow our existing book of business. When I first applied at Baker Hill, what stood out to me was what was a new opportunity. I came from the financial services industry. This was a tech industry. So it was a new experience, and I thought it'd present an excellent challenge. We are geographically diverse. We're in California, Boston, North Carolina, a little bit everywhere. For myself, I do work from the office almost daily, although I do have the flexibility to work remotely. Travel is critical for the RVP role, getting in front of your clients, making that personal connection, very critical to being successful. Although, recently people have become more adept to using the technology, the virtual meetings, so that's helped. But certainly it's hard to replace a handshake. In the Regional Vice President role, it's critical to collaborate with your teammates. Getting your subject matter experts to the table is absolutely critical so you can speak the client's language. A typical day, well, there's no typical day. The biggest thing is outreach, getting those connections with new logos. And then the other part is really follow-up, getting those existing deals that we've been working across the finish line. What do we have to do to get that deal to sign, to get them to commit to Baker Hill? So that's a big portion of it. Other than that, it's a lot of prep work, prepping for calls, demonstrations, collaborating with our team to help orchestrate those presentations. It's all about what you have to do to get that deal across the finish line. Prior to joining Baker Hill, I worked in banking for 8+ years. I had the opportunity to work in high visibility positions with the CCO and the CFO, and that gave me a broad exposure to the banking industry. And I also learned to speak that language, not only banking, but the C-suite. Again, that's what's critical to the RVP role, is knowing how to communicate with those key decision makers. So when a bank presents a challenge or an obstacle as to maybe why they don't want to move forward with a LOS purchase, well, I've had those conversations, I've ran into those obstacles, and I can help tackle those with them and in unison. The advice I would give someone in the RVP role is to challenge yourself every day by doing the uncomfortable, and getting good and familiar with tackling the uncomfortable. When you can get good and comfortable doing that, you'd be surprised at the obstacles that are eliminated from your path. Another big thing for me that I try to focus on is habitualizing your routine or your day and your processes. Really getting a formal process down and sticking to it. Personally, I always go into a meeting with a shared objective with my client. So when we go into that meeting, we have a shared purpose for that call. Now, as things go unexpected, as they always do in calls, that is our center point to go back to and to reground the conversation to that shared objective. The other thing I do for the unexpected is be prepared. So I do all the homework I can on my client, on the solution, on their needs ahead of time, so I can be ready to pivot as needed. You don't need a banking background to be successful in the RVP role. Honestly, knowledge of our system capabilities in the industry is helpful, but not necessary. I think mindset matters more than anything. But if you're good at your craft, you can be successful wherever you're at. When I first started at Baker Hill in the RVP role, there was a substantial amount of sales training provided. A lot of that had to do with learning the systems and the processes in place, and that really is for your own success. There is a strong culture of helping one another. So you look at a Dan Overbrockling, an Elizabeth Mulfer, Heather Knight. Those are mentors that, without having to ask, take you under their wing and really help onboard you with what it takes to be successful in this role. The most rewarding aspect about being a Regional Vice President is closing deals. It's a great feeling. I'm a competitive person. I like to win. And in doing so, I get to contribute to my company in a very tangible way. It also has an effect that I take personally, is helping my clients. So helping a bank put a solution in place that can help them be successful, that has a trickle-down effect to their clients. So people in the communities that now can get loans easier, or more user-friendly. That's something that's very rewarding about this job.